Alright guys, so on this episode we're gonna be talking about should you float gears, and my son was asking about this. There's a very popular video of somebody doing it, and so right here, look, I don't know if you can see, I don't have my foot on the pedal, so I could essentially shift it right there, you see, and you can even shift into the fourth right there. Now the question shouldn't be whether you can, it's whether you should. And if you do a little bit of quick research, you're gonna find your answer regarding cars if you should be doing it. Now, as far as semi trucks, if you think about it, CDL drivers have been doing this for a very long time. You usually just use the clutch to get out of first. But something that I found when I did a little bit of research is that that's possible due to the fact that they have so many gears. So the fact that you got a 10 speed and 18 speed, or I think there's even like 20 speed or something like that, some of them. But what you're trying to do by saving your clutch, essentially you run the risk of damaging your transmission by floating the gears. I mean, I've had my previous manual, it was an 08 Mitsubishi Lancer that my brother had for a while. I bought it with 150,000 miles. He had bought that car brand new, and we drove it up to 250 some thousand miles with the original clutch. So using the clutch to shift gears is not really gonna, affect your clutch that much. If you start double clutching, and racing it, like, I mean, I went through a clutch on a 93 Ford Ranger like that quick by doing that. So that's what could damage your clutch, not using it for shifting. So the risk that you run, like right now, see, I'm on third. See, I bumped it to get it into neutral so I can get a rolling stop without using the clutch. Now that's something that I did like to do to save one clutch, but it did happen to me once where I didn't bump it correctly, and I heard where it kind of, the gear, I guess, was almost disengaged, and it got to kind of make that pop sound. So that's the risk that you want to avoid, and that's why you're not going to be floating the gears. Is not the proper thing to do. Now, the only instance where that is recommended, and I'm going to show you right now, is if your clutch fails, guys. And that's the beauty of these transmissions of the manual, that you'll start getting those symptoms. That's why they're so reliable. You can get so many miles out of them, and when they start to fail, they can get you home. So let's say your clutch fails, right? You're not going to be able to, you're going to be trying to get first, second, it's going to be grinding, right? When you got a really bad clutch. So what you want to do in those situations is that you turn the car off, you shift it into first gear, and then you use the little bit of clutch that you have left to kind of start the car, and it's going to kind of start rolling on you, but it's going to let you get going. And now if you see, I got my foot off the pedal, I went ahead and started going. See, but even then it takes a little while to get used to it. It's not gonna be that easy. But so yeah, maybe that's why you might want to practice floating your gears. But right now I'm in second. I see I got my foot off the clutch. Let's go to third. So yeah, it's not earlier. There it goes. See, earlier I did it, and I did it without grinding the gears, guys. But it takes practice. So I mean, for those rare instances, maybe you want to practice a little bit, but you're putting unnecessary risk and damaging your transmission. And I'm only doing this for the sake of the video and to prove this to you guys. But we'll give it one more try. Right now we're at a light. I'm gonna try it. Pretend we took off on first. I'm gonna try to do that second gear. That's the one that gave me a little bit of trouble right now. I was able to get it, I believe, into third, from second to third. But let's see if we can do that. So let's pretend we're gonna float the gear again. First to second, we're at 2,000 RPM. Let's see, it's not that easy, guys. So let me, there it goes. It went in without the clutch. So that was at 1,000 RPM. So let me see, maybe that's, I guess for the sake of the video, I'll show you guys that right now. We'll try this again. We'll take off, and you wanna, I guess if you're gonna float the gears in an emergency, you wanna keep your RPM low. So I'm in first, right there. Second, okay, yeah, under 1,000 RPM. You're gonna wanna keep your RPMs really low to be able to, see there I actually struggled. So from first to second, you want a low RPM, but let's try second. So let's go 2,000 from second. Okay, there it goes. So from first to second, you want to keep it under 1,000 RPM. Second to third, about 2,000 RPM. Maybe you follow the number. Make sure third gear. Let's see if we go 3,000 RPM. See if we're gonna be able to get a fourth. Yeah, that's a good trick. A way to remember it if you are driving an 06 or 05 to 09 Mustang with a 4.6. You know, you want to get out of first gear, do that 1,000 RPM. Second gear, 2,000 RPM. Third gear, 3,000 RPM. So enjoy the video, guys. Alright, so for those of you that are new to the channel, because of this video, this is the exterior view. 315 wide tires, GT500 rear bumper.